Office of the Chinese envoy is sending out a distress call seeking response or better still, resolution on an escalated crackdown on Chinese citizens into offshore gaming operations and/or activities. In particular, the Chinese embassy is calling for an immediate cessation on segregation and/or isolation of Chinese nationals working in the offshore gaming business into self-contained hubs or quasi-sweatshop communities, which allegedly discriminates and degrades human dignity. Again, the details in this report from PTV's Daniel Manalastas.
The Chinese government no longer needs to give their suggestion regarding the issue of isolating the Chinese workers working under the Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators or POGO, wherein some of the illegal Chinese workers are allegedly experiencing abuse after an information circulated that the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation will transfer the illegal Chinese workers to self-contained hubs. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said the government doesn't need to be obliged because it does not tolerate any form of abuse in the first place.
We will not allow any violation of their rights as visitors or working nationals in this country. We certainly have the Constitution to guide government authorities in dealing with them.
Meanwhile, in a statement, the Chinese embassy encouraged the government to penalize the casino, POGO, and other gambling entities in the country that recruit illegal Chinese workers. They're also claiming that Chinese workers have experienced physical abuse, confiscation of passports, and extortion. The Chinese embassy also despised the news that the Chinese workers of POGO will be placed in self-contained communities or hubs. They consider this as a grave concern. But for Malacanang, if the allegation is true, the victims should just file their complaint.
My suggestion to them is they should file formal complaints so that this particular concern will be raised in the appropriate agencies of the government so that we can properly respond. Cite specific instances, particular names, identities, dates, situations, so that we can properly respond.
Panelo also added that if this form of abuse happened to Filipinos as well, the government will not tolerate it either.
In the same way that if you contain any group of Filipino citizens in one place, that's a violation.
Daniel Manalastas for The Nation.
Beyond the headlines,
It's news with a different perspective.
before the day ends,
For events that shape our views and impacts the world around us.
we keep you up to speed.
With Richmond Cruz and Charms Espina. PTV News Headlines, your comprehensive nightly news source, only here.